This is the moment when you truly begin to transform, and people start feeling uneasy. They will never speak directly. Sometimes it's a critique hidden in a joke. Sometimes it's criticism wrapped in sympathy, or the silence that falls suddenly when you speak on a deep subject. These are all signs that your mental transformation is unsettling them. If you truly want to transform your life, empower yourself, and embark on the journey to become someone free from fear. Subscribe to Memorable Stories. Every new video will help you recognize the power within you and guide you to become your true self. What is really happening? Your mental awakening becomes a threat to their comfort, their routines, and their fragile reassurances. And no person easily accepts facing their own weaknesses. Perhaps you are going through this stage too. You have changed the way you think. You have changed the way you assess things. You have begun asking the questions you once accepted without thought. And now, you start feeling alone, misunderstood, sensing judgment in the eyes of others. But what no one has told you, and what Carl Jung understood best, is this. A strong mind comes at a cost. A mind so powerful that it causes fear in others. That fear is not because you say something, but because your strength exposes their weaknesses without a single word. Why does this happen? Because a truly mentally strong person becomes a silent rebellion against the system of conventional thinking. Carl Jung made it clear. When you start thinking for yourself, when you establish your own principles and refuse to swallow prepackaged truths, you become dangerous. Dangerous to the system, dangerous to people, and most of all, dangerous to your former self. This video is an invitation, a challenge. It is for anyone who is tired of being a prisoner of their own fears, standing on the edge of internal collapse, and who now wants to create a mind that neither bends, breaks, nor yields. If you are ready for this path, a path that is lonely, difficult, but completely transformative from within, then pause, because what Carl Jung teaches will first shake you, then set you free. And after that, you will never think the same way again. Carl Jung was not just a philosopher, he was a surgeon of the human soul, a person who looked into the depths of existence and did not just observe, but entered it. And in that depth, in that darkness, the true power of a human being lies hidden. This is the chaos, the multi-layered inner turmoil from which most people run. But Carl Jung discovered the true source of strength within it. Because, in his view, human transformation does not occur in peace, order, or stability. It occurs in pain, in moments of falling, and within that very chaos. Carl Jung wrote, "You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star." This is not merely a poetic phrase, it is a psychological reality. It means that if you want a firm, unwavering mind, you must abandon the childish notion that it will come from ease, comfort, lazy motivation, or positive affirmations. No. True strength arises when you face suffering without fleeing, when you demand not ease from life, but growth in your own power. Think. When did you grow the most? When everything was fine? Or when you were broken, lost your way, and were piecing yourself together with your own courage. For Carl Jung, suffering is not life's mistake, but its most powerful force. He does not romanticize pain. He sees it as a tool. And when you change your relationship with pain, failure, and loneliness, you begin to create something rare, an indestructible spirit. This is the point where the world starts to feel disturbed by you. Because when people run from chaos, you learn to walk through it. When people beg to be normal, you begin to create greatness. But this transformation overturns everything. Power does not mean what you were taught. It is not the drama of being happy, nor the fake control of emotions. True power is to endure the unbearable moment and emerge on the other side stronger and more dangerous than before. Yet Carl Jung knew that chaos alone is not enough. It can also destroy you if you have no center, no anchor within yourself. That is why he moves to the next crucial idea. The moment when existential responsibility rests entirely on you. When there is no support left in the heavens, and the entire universe begins to unfold within you. According to Carl Jung, when all excuses are gone, you are alone. No pre-written purpose exists. You are your own creator. This is where the construction of a powerful mind begins. Most people collapse upon hearing this, because very few have the courage to stand alone before chaos. But those who bear this burden begin to form an indestructible consciousness. The death of external reliance frees you. Terrifying, yet boundlessly liberating. Now the law is not above you. You are the law. You no longer follow orders. You must leave yourself behind and move forward. This is brutal autonomy, and it comes with a full weight. Either you create yourself or you sink. But within this freedom lies a secret. When you realize no one is coming for you, a fire ignites inside. A flame that lifts you even as blood flows, forcing you to think for yourself, to feel for yourself, and to do what you judge right, not what the world says. At this point, Carl Jung introduces the concept of a new being, an existence free from the rules of the crowd, needing no permission or approval, creating its own world through its power. This being is Übermensch, the Overman. If you want a mindset that cannot break, you must understand this being, the one who shapes reality through the power of will. According to Carl Jung, humans do not change gradually. They transform through breaking, through being reduced to ruins and rebuilt. The Übermensch is not a superhero. He is someone who has freed himself from the morality, expectations, and acceptance traps of others. He does not live according to the world's rules. He creates his own. He does not ask, "Is this allowed?" He asks, "Is this worthy of me?" This mindset becomes unbreakable. But the path demands sacrifice. You must eliminate the parts within that still seek approval, that fear being alone, that search for identity in others' eyes. That is why many people run back to old beliefs, old traditions, the safe prison of old fears. Carl Jung himself was a traveler on this path. Alone, misunderstood, standing at the edge of the world. Yet in that solitude, he found freedom. This is the truth you must know. The stronger your mind grows, the farther you will stand from the crowd. This journey does not happen in the herd. It happens in silence, in solitude, in the deep seclusion where the weak break and the strong are born. Hence the next stage, the power of solitude and the question, are you truly ready for this path? And if all this resonates with you, know this. For Carl Jung, solitude is not punishment, it is a gift. Because there you find yourself. The crowd binds you, solitude frees you. Carl Jung said, an individual must always strive to escape the dominance of the tribe. If he does, he will often be alone and occasionally afraid. But there is no greater value than becoming the master of oneself. This is the core truth, to become the master of oneself. When you belong to yourself, no one in the world can break you. But the price of this is solitude. People will leave. People will misunderstand. They will call you arrogant, cold, strange. Because the world favors those it can control. And this is the point where Carl Jung points to the next battle. The threat of collective mediocrity. Because the world does not follow those who are like everyone else. It follows those who dare to be different. Carl Jung did not fear kings or tyrants. He feared the silent, creeping, everywhere spread mediocrity. The force that wants to keep all at the same level, that punishes independent thinkers, that sells cowardice as a moral virtue. True oppression does not come from above. It comes from within the crowd. And this is where you must prove your strength. This is the moment when you begin to stand out. When your thinking sharpens, your spirit strengthens, and your presence starts to make others uneasy. And this unease isn't because you're doing something wrong, but because you're doing what very few have the courage to do. You are breaking the mold, and society despises those who break the mold. Collective mediocrity can never tolerate individual greatness, because individual greatness exposes the darkness in their ordinary lives. Nietzsche called it slave morality, a moral system created by the weak to conceal their own weaknesses. Strength is labeled arrogance, passion becomes selfishness, and freedom is presented as coldness. All this is not in the name of mercy, but in the name of envy. The weak don't wish to become strong themselves. They wish for the strong to break. That's why when you start becoming free, they attack you. Sometimes with open ridicule, sometimes silently, sometimes through glances, sometimes through subtle remarks. But the message is always the same. Come back. You are making us feel inferior. And indeed, that is exactly what you are doing. Just through your presence, just through your evolving existence. Nietzsche understood that most people live in a paralyzed conformity, a state created by fear, shame, and blind obedience. And anyone who questions this state becomes a threat. But mediocrity does not fight with power, it fights with numbers. It breaks your courage through repetition, majority opinion, and social pressure. It turns you against yourself. You start to think you are the one who is wrong, the one who is different, the one who is unnecessary. And in that moment, most people give up. They retreat back into the crowd just to avoid being called strange or rebellious. But Nietzsche gives you another name, the essential person, where the world revolves around old thinking, artificial desires, and pre-made rules. The strong individual brings the uncomfortable truth that opens new paths. Your difference, your individuality, is a spark of change, but also of resistance. Thinking for yourself, living freely, deciding by your own will. This is the battle against collective mediocrity. And like every battle, it has its weapons. But these weapons are mental, internal, and silent. And this is what we discuss in the final stage. The cost of becoming invincible and its power. You have reached this point. And this is what separates you from the majority of the world. Most people shut off this video at the first painful truth. Run away at the first shock, because this content is not for those seeking approval. It is for those who want to face reality, creating a mind so powerful that others fear it. This is not just a choice, it is a sacrifice. You will lose shallow friendships, opportunities that demand submission, the comfort that an ordinary life provides. But in return, you will gain dignity, clarity, and a presence that cannot be ignored. You begin to notice that most people are sleepwalking, and your awareness frightens them. Your seriousness shakes them. Your absence echoes louder than the noise of the crowd. This power does not come from outside. Not from books, not from lectures, not from motivational quotes. It emerges in the solitude of deep nights, in those decisions for which there is no witness, in the inner battles fought between your old and new self. And this battle does not end. Because the truly powerful are not those who have won, but those who continue to fight even after winning. Nietzsche did not want followers. He wanted earthquakes, inner earthquakes that shake your old weaknesses from the roots. He wanted you to become dangerous, not in violence, but in reality. So real, awake, and free that your existence itself reflects a mirror to others. Now, this is an invitation for you. Write the truth you have been hiding for years. Express the opinion you have been afraid to voice. Show the idea that makes you feel alone. But that is your true identity. This is part of the journey, taking back your voice. And if this content touches you, if something inside awakens, do not stop here. The next video will take this path even deeper. Remember, you are not alone. You are simply ahead. And this is terrifying, yet liberating as well. If this video has given you any insight or inspiration, be sure to share your feedback in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Memorable Stories, so every new video can reveal the true strength within you and show you the path to transform your life.